Hello, everybody. It's me, Wolfric. I am here. Hello. Thank you for joining me. First and foremost, I am very sorry for the several month-long absence that I've had. I managed to get the computer working again, as you can tell by my being here now. Still not running perfectly, but it works, and I can play games and whatnot. The scope is still very limited on what I can actually play, but that will get better as and when I have resources and time to upgrade it. But it's working. I can play Unreal World and other kind of games like that at the minute, so good news there. But unfortunately, after I got my computer fixed, it took me a couple of weeks to do that, and then as soon as it was fixed, I broke. I got a pretty nasty chest infection, and that lasted for pretty much about a month, really. I was knocked out for, and I couldn't record during that time. It wouldn't have been pretty for either of us, you or me, who was just new. Just ignore that little portion of time. And then after I got myself fixed up, life and work and whatnot just became like it is. You know what it is. So I unfortunately didn't have time to record really. But I've kind of got time now, I hope. So yeah, thank you for your patience. Big thank you to the 30 subscribers that have joined us since the recording of the last video. The channel update that I'd put up before, that was 3-4 months ago, and there were 38 subscribers on the channel at the time of recording that. There are now 68, so thank you to the 38 of you that stuck around, and thank you very much to the 30 of you that have decided to join us, despite the fact that I haven't put out any bloody videos in that time. So you obviously enjoyed the other series well enough that you decided to stick around and see what I would come up with next, and I hopefully won't disappoint. On that note, the videos coming up, I'm doing a series of Banished. I know I'm a little bit behind on that. It came out in February, but I've had it for a couple of months now and just been toying around with it. I'm not an expert at the game by any means, but I have fun with it. So I'm in the process of recording a series for that. I've got a couple of videos recorded that I'm in the middle of trying to get encoded and all that nice stuff ready for YouTube. Sorry, I keep touching myself. It's been a long day at work. So Banished is coming. That'll be fun. New version of Unreal World. Version 3.19 is the newest version. It came out on Wednesday last week, I do believe, which would have been the 17th, which is all good and nicey. I think it was a year since the last update, so it's nice and well timed. It's got a lot of new improvements to the game. Off the top of my head, as examples, you can now pick up carcasses, like your kills. So if you go out hunting and you happen to kill a deer or something, you can actually pick it up. You can pick up the entire carcass and take it with you, instead of having to sit and skin it and butcher it there, which is bloody fantastic, because it means that you no longer have to worry about quickly skinning it and getting the meat before you get eaten by something, so you can just pick it up and run. So that's great. Other things are you can actually use carcasses as food sources for animals now, particularly dogs. Dogs need to be fed. You need to feed your dogs. Sheep and cows just graze on the grass if you put them in a pen, but you have to feed dogs physically, meat cuts generally, and instead of just throwing them down a meat cut, if you happen to be that well off in terms of meat, you can just kill something and throw it down for them, and they'll eat the carcass just as it is. That is brilliant. I love that. Just, here, have a deer. Just have your fill. So yeah, that's great. Biggest change by far, as far as I'm concerned, that I can think of off the top of my head, is weapon durability has finally been included. So blacksmithing itself hasn't been included in the vanilla game yet, so you still have to use a mod for that if you want to be able to make your own iron weapons, but durability has now been implemented, so the more you use weapons in certain ways, the more they will get damaged and eventually break. So swords can snap, axe shafts will need to be replaced. Like, for example, if somebody has a sword and you have a spear and you are blocking with your spear, then obviously a wooden pole against iron sword, it's going to get broken pretty damn quickly. So that is brilliant. So if you're fighting with a spear and you're constantly blocking, eventually your spear will snap. Shields are also a big thing now. Before they used to be quite aesthetic only. There was no real big use to them that I was aware of, but now you can actually equip them to a hand, and you have different settings that you can have. So you can have it set high, medium or low, and it will attempt to block projectiles being shot at you. Whether it helps in melee, I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, so lots of new little combat things, improved AI, different systems going on there. Quests aren't implemented yet, but the groundwork has been laid, so all that kind of good stuff is on the way. So yeah, I'll be starting a new series of that very shortly, and we can have some fun with that, hopefully. What else was there? Banished, Unreal World. Another little project on the side. For the past couple of months, like even before my absence, a couple of friends had invited me to start playing a game called Pathfinder with them. If you're not aware of what Pathfinder is, it's a branch off of Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition or something, I think. It's essentially the same kind of thing, but a couple of different rules, different lore or something. I'm not too sure on the specifics. I just play and I let the DM worry about that kind of stuff. But it's fun, and we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and we were discussing how fun it might be to maybe start recording the sessions to share them with you guys, so maybe you're interested, who knows, I don't know. We did actually try recording a session. We started a new campaign, and I told, obviously, the guy that I had been discussing it with knew, funnily enough the DM, but it revealed it to the rest of the group like on the morning. Oh, we're going to be recording this for YouTube, and I don't know if the guys were a little bit nervous or something, but watching the footage back, it took a long time for anything to actually get going. By the time the thing, like, action really started, it was an hour in, and you know, the previous hour had just been kind of talking, setting up what we were going to be doing, like in character, where our characters were going to be going and all the rest of it, setting up the story kind of thing. But at half-hour episodes each, the first 2 episodes would have been boring as all hell, and I'd like to try and avoid that. I look at the first couple of videos in the Unreal World series, and I see how the numbers just drop off as people get bored and decide, you know what, I'm not interested with this. And it's true. I've heard from a couple of comments that the first couple of episodes are boring, and I'm not stupid. I can see how boring they are for myself. Unfortunately, that I was, as you all know, that was my first series, and I was still trying to find my feet. I'm a lot more confident in myself now, so I don't want to continue for the first couple of episodes to be boring. So I scrapped that recording of that Pathfinder session because it was garbage, basically. And next time we start a new campaign, I've discussed this with my DM, and we are going to record it, but we're not going to tell the others. Surprise! So yeah, they won't know. Hopefully things will be a lot more comfortable, and things will flow smoother, and we'll have some fun with it, and hopefully we'll be able to provide some more entertainment for thou. I think that was pretty much it, really. New Unreal World, new Banished, Pathfinder potentially in the future sometime soon. Thank you to the subscribers. I have a couple of new graphics, as you may notice, thanks to this one. So she is a lot better with what's the word, like Photoshop and GIMP than I am, so thank you very much to her for the sexy new graphics. Thank you. So yeah, a couple of changes coming. So hopefully things will be a lot more interesting and fun as time goes on. The one thing that I will say now is that I'm not going to dedicate myself to a upload schedule. I feel, looking back, that I was being a bit too... I was taking everything a little bit too seriously with regards to this. It's meant to be fun at the end of the day, and forcing myself... well, not even forcing myself, but trying to get 3 videos out a week or whatnot on set days, it just started to grind a little bit, and it was like, oh Christ, I've got to record, oh I've got to encode, oh bloody hell. So I've decided I'm not going to do that. I play a lot of games anyway, even if I'm not recording. I tend to be playing every day, but whether the computer can record them or not is another matter entirely. But I will try and record whenever it's interesting, or I think it'll be fun. But I'm not going to start saying I'm going to put about a video every day, or a video every every other day, or anything like that. They'll come out when they come out. I'm gonna try and keep it at a good level, but I'm not gonna guarantee anything because life is still hectic, work and yada yada. So I'm sure you'll understand, and yeah, I think that's everything really. So until next time, I'll see you later.